Hello, everyone. We're back. It's episode 50 of the General Damage Podcast.
Yeah, episode fucking 50. We got there.
Holy
50,
shit,
we
we made
there.
it.
We did it.
We made it. We can retire with our tens of tens.
Oh, man.
What an eventful 50 it has been.
Oh, yeah, it's been a year. We did start this around March.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So probably like mid-March, end of March of 2016. So
We're probably so fucked. Next week is probably like the 1 year reunion. No, we don't even know.
Just
Probably.
shy of it. Oh, it's fun.
Actually, no.
Huh?
I think our first podcast went up on the 23rd.
Okay.
I need to check.
I'm actually checking it right now.
Check
I'm
that
going to
out.
I'm going to Blogspot right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, but
Oh,
yeah,
man.
50 episodes.
Ugh.
You can put that on a resume. I think
March
I mean,
24th.
I would. Oh, March 24th.
I was a day off.
Yeah, not
Damn.
bad, Nick.
Okay, so we know that we need to at least try and do something for the 1 year anniversary.
No. Well, what are we gonna do?
This is the one, man. This is the one that gets the special treatment.
What are we gonna do for the 1 year anniversary? It's just like, yay, we went to 50. People congratulate us that we went to 50.
I'll show up drunk. Does that
You know,
sound
I
good?
actually can't wait for us to have done this so many times. We could do something to really fuck with people. Like, you know, actually be really good if we could do for like 3 years.
What?
Is if we just, like, word for word, just redo the first episode.
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
No.
Shane, no. Your vote has been vetoed.
Just what?
Well, fuck you guys. I don't know.
Hey,
Strong comeback. Good one.
I don't even want to like go through the bullshit of trying to transcribe all the shit we said in the first episode, hearing ourselves in the first episode, and then trying to read off of that.
Right, I was gonna say, read off of it and sound genuine. That's
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now I can lie my ass off and I can do some pretty good improv, but I'm not that.
Yeah, I don't think I can verbatim myself.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we probably can't mention this out loud, but, like, if we wanted to do an April Fool's thing, you want to be really funny?
But
We have Will do the podcast, but instead he just does all three of us.
No.
I don't know if
Too
I
real for you,
want
Will?
to.
Too much, man.
I don't know if I want to hear an impression of myself through Will, because I don't know what I would come off as.
I have a feeling he would. I feel like Will would think about it and just say screw it instead of doing impressions. He would literally just be like, "How's it going, Will?" "Well, I don't know. I have an idea."
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't do impressions of you guys, but I do 3 different voices and have a conversation with myself. Which,
No. You do 3 different voices, and it would be Will, it'd be nasal, and it'd be braces.
oh, dude. Jesus.
I was
I
gonna
don't-
say he'd do.
I don't know if
I
I
figured
could
he'd just
do
do
that
Consuela and just be like,
it's-
"No,"
No.
and that's like the only
No.
thing that person says.
I don't think
Yeah,
I could
it would-
do
it would-
like,
it would be the
mouth
only
breather for that long. That would be so hard.
Oh wait, I got a better
Can
one.
you do
don't-
braces?
I mean, braces for me is just lick. It just...
Yeah.
It's just it.
It's
It's so much saliva in your mouth that you can't do anything about it.
Oh
and
my
it
god,
actually
you're
sounds
making me grind my
miserable.
teeth.
Ooh,
Oh, that was like right in my ear.
Shane, how you feeling there, buddy?
You know, I could see Will doing one other character where he's just like, "And here's my lady friend. Her name's Lefty, but she doesn't talk."
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Shane, I'm not ambidextrous, alright? One hand
Oh.
for one man. There we go. Lefty's left out.
Damn. Actually, you know, thinking about it,
Lefty's
you could
not
probably do a
that
really
strong.
good. You could probably do a really good Neil Goldman impression.
I mean, probably? No, Shane, we're not doing that. That sounds like a terrifying thing. To subject our audience to that. Jesus. Will talks to Will for an hour in other voices that aren't Will but are still Will.
Maybe
anyone listening in the comments, tell us if you want to listen to Will talk to himself.
Maybe for 3 minutes.
I was gonna say 5 minutes of me muttering to myself. I think it's probably okay. Anything past that is just gonna drive people bonkers.
You know, like it's a thought I've had of like doing a vlog or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, like, what would Will, like, you know, I'd be very talkative probably, maybe do, like, a 5-minute vlog a day, or 8-minute vlog, or, you know, weekly or whatever. And Shane probably would be the same. Will's vlog, I think it would be him in front of a camera, just eating cereal, looking miserable. And at the end of the bowl, he would go, fuck you, and then just turn the camera off. And that'd be the video.
The other way I'd go with it is, we're never sure which Will is sitting in front of the camera. Because he just has a different voice every time and a different outfit for it every time as well.
Actually, I've always imagined that if Will was a vlogger, he would actually just like you would bullshit things. Like you'd be like, "Oh yes, today I'm just gonna fix my computer," and then you just sit there with a hammer, like banging on a piece of metal for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you would just lie your ass off. Today I found the Ark of the Covenant, but I'm not going to show you.
Yeah. Or, I mean, like, there are a myriad of things I could do. And they all would just be all nonsensical. That's I think, what it would come down to is every vlog with me would just not make any goddamn sense or have any correlation to another.
Yeah. I mean, if you had the time, you probably would have been the king of Vine.
Fun. I mean... that and if I cared for it, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Well,
very nonsensical.
People have made you could say it's unbelievable that people make careers off of Vine, but at the same time, people make careers off of YouTube.
Right.
So it's not that hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like someone I'm a big fan of, which is, I mean, I think I've talked about her before, which, she's a model, Amanda Cerny. She got big. Well, she was a playmate, but that's beside the point. She got big doing Vine.
Yeah.
And she said some of that shit was clever. Because, like, what can you do in 6 seconds?
Right.
You know, you gotta get that joke real quick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
you have to prove that you can be funny and push it, like, every time.
Yeah.
Well, there was that Thomas guy who did the Storytime Vines.
Yeah.
And he was, he's actually still super popular because he transitioned over into YouTube.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, there's also that dude who was he's a magician.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So he did, like, some really cool tricks where he ran at a closet, and then, like, he hit the closet doors and, like, disappear, and his clothes would be there, and they would slide down perfectly.
Yes.
And then you open the closet, and he's there, just in his, like, boxers. You know, that I thought was neat, because it took time for him to perfect that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Definitely.
You know, that's some cool shit, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that one, mate.
Yeah, if I were to do a vlog, I probably would just bullshit or yell at the camera the entire time. Like, I want to. It'd be really bad considering my predicament as of recently to have a vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Because I probably would say something that other people would find, and then I wouldn't be working. Do I want to have a vlog? Yes, I've thought about it numerous times. But I don't know if I'm in the position for one yet.
Sure.
You know what's funny?
Plus, I need a better camera.
So what? I have friends who do Twitch streaming.
That's the other thing I've been thinking about. Yeah.
And one of them was like, Shane, you have a really good voice. You're really good at talking and all that. You should do like YouTube or something. And I said that could work, except for the problem where I lose focus real easy sometimes, and I feel like I'd have one episode, right? And then 7 months later, there'd be another one.
Yeah.
And then it would be a full year, and I'd be like, okay, so we're going to try this again. And then, like, for the first 3 weeks, I'd be good about it. And then, like, 7 months later, I'd be like, well, fuck.
Oh, yeah, I have that thing.
I mean, if I made it my job, yeah, I could probably do a YouTube channel, but it's like, it's not really where my efforts are at.
Right.
Also, I don't know the thing about vloggers.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like, it's cool because they have a way of making their lives interesting enough to share with people, right?
Right.
But, like, while I am a personal person, like in person, I'm great. I like talking to people, all that. If I have to like talk to a camera or something, I really don't feel like sharing.
No, I get that. I mean, that's probably the thing that's stopping me a little bit, because we said this in the last podcast that we did. We were talking about PewDiePie. It's easy to, it can be easy, and you can probably forget you're ranting to a camera, and you don't have anything to validate or check you.
Yep.
But when you're talking to someone, either it be one person or like us, the three of us, we can check each other.
Right.
So, well, I think we'll stick with the podcast for the time being. Yeah,
it is the most straightforward and I guess for my case, most rewarding as well.
Yeah. It was weird not recording last week.
It was.
Really was.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a friend mention something about the podcast like a week and a half ago.
What's up?
Well, we're talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to you. It's great." And he goes, "You're kind of like really level-headed on the podcast," which I think is funny because I'm like, I keep telling Will and Nick to go fuck themselves like every episode.
Right.
So like, how am I the level-headed one?
Well, you're the level-headed one that sees through our bullshit and tells us to shut the fuck up or to go fuck ourselves. Well, me and Will are being us.
Yeah.
or we talk about dicks for a good 30 minutes.
Accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah. Well, we can also be chauvinistic and talk about pussies, but I'm not like that, so no.
Yeah, pass on that one.
I don't know. I like cats.
You don't.
I hate you, Shane.
Fuck off.
You piece of shit. Got me.
Ugh, fucker. You ruined my
No,
statement.
it's not a cat friendly podcast. I don't like cats. Don't like most cats.
Good. That hurt my life.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling pain. You jerk.
You ruined my goddamn statement of what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
No, I grew up with asshole friends who talked like that, and I don't fucking care to hear that shit, so I'm not gonna fucking use a podcast, a platform that people listen to talk like that.
Oh yeah.
I think all of us have probably grown up with a few guys who talked about, oh yeah, I fucked this chick last night. No, you didn't.
Yep, I've known a few. Thank God I don't interact with them at all anymore. So
yeah, I don't interact with my old friends as much because that was a conversation, like a constant conversation. It's like, your girlfriend's like 10 feet away. Why are you telling me this detail?
Right.
Like, I don't fucking want to hear it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I lived in that awkward zone of my friends weren't like objectifying people, but when they did have sex, they started talking about it mechanically. And I just sit there and be like, I'm trying to have lunch, guys. Can we really not talk about this? And then always that one guy's like, you're just upset because you're still a virgin. And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear about body fluids while I'm drinking a soda. Please, stop. It's soup day.
Milk.
Actually, there was one time. It was like clam chowder.
Oh, God.
And I like, the conversation got so bad, I picked it up and I just threw it in there and I was like, I'll starve. I'll starve today.
Oh my God. It's fucking awful.
That is awful.
I think the worst part was, it was about suction noises, and as I dropped the spoon in there, you just heard the...
Not okay.
Yeah, that's bad.
Honestly, though, it's pretty tame when you think about, like, other people. Like, at least they were, like, being civil. Like, they're like, oh, big this, big that. It was just more like, well, these things happened, and, these smells, and I'm like, God damn it. Why is it always lunch? Oh, of course it's lunch, because we can't talk about it any other time.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently. I just had friends that had big egos that needed to be fed. And they were the atypical guys who would talk about that shit, but once you took them down a peg, they were fucking putty.
Right.
You know, they're all like butthurt and shit. It's like, you're talking about like being a man and strong and all this other shit, and here you are just being a fucking wuss. Shut the hell up. I hate crap like that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, since we're to get off that topic, I wanted to ask you a question, Shane.
Shoot.
How is Mighty Number 9?
Okay, so that's a loaded question because here's what happened.
Because we haven't that came out like a year ago, right?
I picked it up.
Yeah.
I played 4 levels. And after realizing how terrible the design was, I put it down. And now, every time I see that game on a shelf, I tell people that it shouldn't be there. In my store, I go out of my way to make it really hard to find that game.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's actually not entirely true. If my boss listens to this, no. But what happens is... Okay. We have it in the Wii U section, right?
Right.
Sure.
And I pick it up, and I begrudgingly just shove it in there where it's supposed to be in the M's, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I just hope no one touches it. And like, that's it. Like, I just hate that game so much. I mean, there was one time where I saw it, and I put it back in upside down.
Sure.
And I was like, you suck. That was it. Like, though granted, when people do ask me, there was one time where someone's like, oh, what games would you recommend for the Wii U, right?
Sure.
And I'll see that game, and I'll be like, you do not want this one.
You pick it off the shelf. You see this one? This one? No. Put it back, and then you
Granted,
you grab Mario Galaxies or something.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a game that was just really disappointing. And I don't know if it's come back up in news. Like, I wanted it to be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keiji Inafune is one of the fathers of Mega Man. He's not the father, because there's 2 of them.
Right.
But what it came down to is, like, it's just a poorly designed game. It was Mega Man-esque, but not really a successor.
Right.
And it had all the tools to be, and that's the frustrating part. But yeah, no, I haven't played it since last year. And I'm one of the original Kickstarter backers.
Yeah, that shit happens, right?
Actually, here's how upset I was with it. You could hide games on your Steam library.
Oh, right. God.
Oh, shit.
I hid it under I hid it and I put it in its own file name called Mistakes.
Jesus.
Is it the only file in there, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, there's I have a few hidden files on Steam. One of them is also what was that game that was going to be made? The Monster Hunter-esque game that was going to be made by Brazen. That was it.
Oh yeah.
I put that under Lost Streams.
Wow.
Because I was like, oh, this game looked really cool. Like, it looked like a cool concept.
But Brazen's not in the same realm of Mighty Number 9. Brazen was like, hey, we made this in like 48 hours. Is it kind of cool? Huh? It's kind of cool, right? And then nothing came of it.
No, exactly. Like, I liked the idea of Brazen a lot.
Right.
It was just silly and fun and Monster Hunter-like, and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. And then nothing ever came of it, and I was just like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Versus Mighty Number 9, I look at it and go, motherfucker. I have a begrudge of that game.
Piece of shit, fucking little.
Yeah,
I would choke you if you had a throat.
Yeah. Also, I should state this though:
right,
the one nice thing I could take away from like Mighty Number 9's being out there is it's also the PS4 section. It's also on Xbox One, I think. Right.
Right.
Yes.
And it's a game that's price just keeps dropping, but no one's buying it.
Right.
So people are smart; they read the reviews. And ironically, though, one of the weird things is because Nintendo Switch has come out, all the Wii games and the Wii U games are actually on one little island structure.
Right.
Because we don't display them on the walls anymore. And I was like, interesting. And then my hope is that that game will fade into obscurity, the same way that the Wii games are.
Sure.
It will probably fade into obscurity, but it's also... I think it set records on Kickstarter, and it, like you, Shane, it gave a lot of people like, oh yeah, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be a Mega Man type of thing, and I think it hurts so bad it can't be forgotten. That's my theory anyway.
Well, like I said before, if whoever listened to that original podcast last year, or back in June, I think it was.
Yeah.
Keiji Inafune had such a great track record being a producer and a creator on other Mega Man games. it just seemed like it was so stacked in his favor.
Right.
It's like the Jenga tower could never fall unless you, like, sneezed on it. And he just literally, like, hey, no hands, sneezes all over it.
Yeah. That's good. You kind of... I want to examine the black box of that wreckage.
Yeah, it would be interesting to figure out what happened.
Because it's why did it fail exactly? I mean, right. It's something I want to know. What happened when they were making it?
Right.
What left turn did they make?
Mm-hmm. Well, like I stated before, a lot of it was just game design that didn't make sense.
Okay.
I think actually, to quote you, Nick, it was like they kind of knew how to make the game, but they just didn't use common sense.
Okay.
Like it seems a lot of those decisions. What I will say though is that something I've noticed with Capcom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I think they're starting to explore the Mega Man series again.
Okay.
Because if I'm correct, Mega Man is going to be a character in the next Marvel vs. Capcom.
Right. But I mean, he's always been in there. He's been kind of
I thought he's always been there.
Well, it's X specifically. It's Mega Man X.
Oh, okay.
And also, and I think that's based on the fact that they released Zero in Mega Man and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the reception's really good. Because the thing is with Capcom, as we have come to know, they don't really like to release titles unless they think they can turn good profit on the first try.
Right. I mean,
they're very
specifically Shane, you, I, and anybody who plays Monster Hunter understands that concept very strongly. Like they won't release a product until they feel the community, by and large, will like support it and buy into it, and then they'll go, okay, I guess we can make profit on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a great example of that is Monster Hunter, because they have a game in Japan for the PC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't released it in America yet.
They have two, by the way. They have Monster Hunter Online and Monster Hunter Frontier.
Yeah. And basically, it's just come to the point where like they keep testing the DS games out here because like, oh yeah, there's a small community, we can make money off of it.
Yeah.
But they won't commit to a console for America anymore.
Yep. And it's funny, both those games, if I'm not mistaken, are PS4 and Xbox One titles as well in Japan.
Yep.
And I think that's just crazy that like we'll most likely never see it out here. Yeah. Because they just are not sold that they'll make enough profit on it. And I get that I get it. I get that you want to be sure that the product you're creating will be purchased, that you will make a profit on that. But come on, man. Like, throw a little caution to the wind and like just give us the product and see how it goes. If it fails once, you say fuck it, we won't do it again.
Well, also look at like Capcom's track record for reboots.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7. Great game, right?
Yeah.
But it took how many years between 4 and 7 to get to that let's go away from action.
Yeah, forever to just kind of be very nondescript about it. I mean, they really had to be sold on it. And, I mean, and look at it now. It's very well received. It's done very well for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever play Resident Evil, but
I mean, I've watched it.
Yeah,
I've watched it. That for me was like good enough. I don't have to play it.
Oh my god, that game is terrifying. It is pure nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, no, you could basically say, oh yeah, Resident Evil, 7. Yeah, I love that movie. Not the movies, but the movie Resident Evil 7. I watched other people play it and scream.
It definitely. It's funny after watching it be played and comparing it to other games. It has the feel of the first BioShock, where it is
where it's just a house.
It's very scary in the beginning. You're like every twist and turn is kind of a nightmare fuel, and then it gets to the point where you're really set up and the enemies are still hard, but you're prepared now. You're ready for it, and they definitely compensated for that with like giving you time to play with a character that's stripped of kind of that feeling, that security. So I do appreciate them understanding you can't have the game always make you feel powerful and stuff. You gotta strip it back down to like a vulnerable state.
Yeah, well, it's also kind of like in the first game, they basically gave you tank controls and fixed cameras in weird positions.
Yeah.
Which basically added to that terror. You didn't know what was going to be around the corner. It was stiff movement.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't do that with a modern game, so they went another route by basically making a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Or not a first-person shooter, but a first-person view, and giving you you're not a superhuman. You don't have great sprint. You're weak. You're just a regular guy.
Yeah, you're not Leon Kennedy or Chris Redfield.
Right. And so they went back. They went back to the first game, but in a different way, which is beneficial. And first person can be terrifying. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Silence of the Lambs, but I think one of the more terrifying parts in that one was just when she's at Buffalo Bill's house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she can't see, and it's all in night vision, and he can see her.
Yes.
It's that, but in the reverse.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean,
it works,
another accomplishment for that game was it made you feel terrified to know more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, progressing was a punishment.
I don't want to open that fucking chest. I don't want to open it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hit play.
And that's real terror, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hit play. Why am I hitting play?
Right.
So,
on the topic of big launches, though, we're actually finally on the good curve for a big launch for once, because last week was Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
Yes. But, I wanna pull the brake on that real quick.
Sure.
Because I played the beta for Ghost Recon, which came out, I think, yesterday.
Is it yesterday or today? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another good release to ride.
Yeah.
I played the beta, which was not this weekend, but the weekend before.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kicker: the beta was a 23 gig download.
Jesus,
that's pretty heavy.
And then I updated Gears, and that had an 11 gig update.
All right.
And then I went like, how much are external hard drives?
Sure.
Because holy shit.
Yeah, games are chewing up more and more space these days.
Oh my god, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I downloaded the beta and I played it, and there's like a ton of customizations you can get when you're playing it. I didn't play with anyone.
Sure.
Because they just didn't, and it was, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was dicking around. Some of the aspects I liked was using the drone to spy, and you could, excuse me, I burped. You could identify targets, and then you could do a sync shot with your troops.
Yeah.
And if you upgrade that, you can get all three of your squad mates to kill 3 targets at once, which is that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
It kind of felt almost RTS like when you did that.
Yeah.
So those were aspects I liked. The gun mechanics and how you can customize guns was pretty cool. But the heart of that game, the beta, that I didn't do a whole lot, because it's one of those things where it's like, this is a free roaming game. Right. You could quote unquote do anything, but it also feels like, yeah, you can do anything. But look at this grocery list we have for you to do, and you should do it right fucking now.
Sure.
That's what it felt like. And I didn't even complete the first main mission that they had for the beta.
Wow.
Which was go after these 2 bosses. I think there were a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to get 3 sets of intel on them, and then you can go after them.
Okay.
I didn't do that, but the icons that were for where the intel was were just glaring at me the entire time I checked the map or I looked at my little radar. They were just constantly there, and it was aggravating that it was a game telling me, do this, do this, do this, do this. So yeah, I mean, maybe the main game. I mean, you can't really judge a game fully off the beta.
Right, it's hard to. Yeah.
It's really hard to, but like it was to me, the game was frustrating.
Okay.
Well, not frustrating. I think it's not frustrating. It's I don't know, not lackluster. Maybe not for me. That's probably one aspect of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just I have no idea.
It sounds like that's a good evaluation that may not be a game for you. And like I thought about hopping on the beta, but few other games kind of distracted me and took up my time on that capacity, so that never occurred for myself. But like I've heard mixed things for the game. I've heard like really stellar views that people love it, and I've also heard mixed feelings of like it's cool and all, but
the main complaint, I think, and I like solo games. I do like single player games. Mm-hmm. I also like games I can play with friends.
Yeah.
I mean, For Honor would be great actually, in one For Honor game recently, I did hook up randomly with 4 guys. When they saw me plug in my mic, they made me join their party.
Oh, well, all
right. Which, was really cool, but then they were also pissed off because the people we were fighting, they haven't been able to beat them in like an hour.
Wow. All right.
And Shane helped me out. Which are the samurai people, the ones with the spears? Nobushis. 2 of the guys on the other team were Nobushis, and they kept spamming RB, which is a light attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had the bleed damage on it, and it was just beyond that. It was a beyond of annoying fight. We all 5 of us were pissed off. I thanked them for like letting me tag along. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like this game, the problem with Wildlands, I felt like, you can play it by yourself. Get ready to hear some generic, gruff white guy talk about war or some bullshit about bullshit jokes, and the same regurgitating crap over and over again. But it's definitely made for, hey, you got 4 friends?
Right.
And I don't like games that do that.
Yeah, that was my issue for Division as well. It was one of my kind of beefs with it. Is just like, this game is great, especially when you have more people. Otherwise, it's kind of okay. Solo play, like I don't hate it, but there's definitely more to it with more people. Yeah, and I don't know where game. Okay, I'm trying to focus my thoughts. Yeah.
You can make a really good multiplayer game, or you can make a really good single-player game. I don't know if it's right to divide them, or maybe you should do what Rockstar did and release the multiplayer aspect after it all. Who knows? It's a question to be. It's not a bad one. It's a question to be asked.
Right.
But sometimes it just feels lacking with these games that are basically for people that have the friends to play with or the people to play with. And it can be frustrating. And the problem is, if you play with randos, you get what you get.
Right, you're subjected to kind of whatever skill level they have or don't have.
Or it's not even that. You're subjected to the toxicity that can come with it.
Right.
So it can be a very frustrating affair. So Ghost Recon Wildlands is an interesting game. I do like it. Reminded me a little bit of Mercenaries.
Cool.
But not in that way.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, that if you're talking about a game I miss, it's Mercenaries.
Yes, I'm with you.
But yeah, but it had that vibe.
Okay.
But at the same time, and there was a lot of neat, cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where it's like, either make this the little bitchy MMO that you want it to be, like you're another Division.
Yeah.
Or make the single player aspect work better.
Sure.
Let me call in a squad to help me and work with me forever, or let me lone wolf it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But Ghost Recon, they always like to do the tactical shit. So whatever. It can be frustrating. The drone mechanic was really cool. Sinking shots was really cool. When a plan worked, it worked perfectly, and I felt really rewarded. But there was just things I felt were wanting.
Fair.
And it's probably not a game for me. I don't know if it will do well because of other games that are out. And I think also because of other games that are out that are totally different is, and I've said this before in the podcast, I'm tired of white guy gruff voice.
Yes.
And, my white guy gruff voice is Marcus Phoenix, okay? And that's not even a realistic world. He's not even a realistic looking character.
Right. Yeah.
So
he's very much of the Unreal Engine.
Yeah. I'll stick with John DiMaggio as Marcus Phoenix as my gruff white guy voice who's seen too much war. Everyone else can fuck off.
Yeah, I it was one where I was very excited for it at the time. And
I was.
I still think I like it conceptually. I like that you can kind of do any mission kind of the way you would like to. I think that's a cool way of having gameplay done for a player.
Yes and no.
Yeah,
you had to get those intel to get to the bosses.
Sure.
That's the thing. There were steps.
Yeah, I'm fine with steps. But yeah, I think for people that are able to play in a group, they'll have a great time. For people that are kind of solo, this is not the game for you. There are other games out there, and they're coming up that are geared towards you, to a single player experience that are going to be awesome and fun and enjoyable. And I just wish I'm with you, Nick. I wish we'd see more of this style, but not the COD design.
It's not COD at all. It's just right. It's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want it in the COD design because that design's kind of overdone. We can step away from it. Something like this is a fresh take on it, where it's squad-based gameplay. Awesome. I think that's cool. Make it accessible. Make it accessible for a single-player experience and for a multiplayer experience. And if you're going to do one, do single-player first and multiplayer second, or vice versa. I don't care, but support both fairly if you're going to do it.
It's a problem I have with a lot of Ubisoft games. For Honor has this problem.
Division had this problem.
Yeah, but For Honor has this problem where it's I like everything that For Honor has, and their mechanics with the sword, with how you fight one-on-one, the lock-on stuff, how you block and parry, and all this shit. By the way, Shane, you gave me a great tip about how to watch the red dot, not the red dot, where it blinks, boom, that's when you can parry.
Yep.
Works perfectly. I can throw people off their guard and really get in there. That's great. All that works in multiplayer. Fabulous. It does not work in single player. When the AI is just a bitch. It there needs to be more. If you're going to do a single player game, let break the game, Mm-hmm. Add the mechanics that break the game, that won't work in multiplayer, because then it works.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk about the game in a minute. Basically, what I think the single player for Honor should have been is what Shadow War is going to be. We'll talk about that in a minute. But so that was my piece on Wildlands.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. Not gonna get it.
Fair enough.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds like an experience not worth having.
Yeah, and you know what? I got 700 other games to play, so...
Yep.
Oh, shit. Speaking of backlogs, just a quick thing. I'll let you talk, Shane, about the Switch, because you should, and my mouth is dry. But Xbox is going to be launching Microsoft Access, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it's a subscription-based thing like Netflix, where it's $10 a month, and you can go, okay, $10 a month. Oh, hey, what was Halo 5 like? What was this game like? What was this game like?
Oh, yeah, I saw you.
What was this game like? And I read about it. I posted it on our page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I read about it. I'm like, oh man.
I think
and the
really
streaming
smart.
age begins.
Yeah. Seriously,
it.
When you can stream games, when that day really happens, and this might be it, I won't really care that Battlefield 1 is a 47 gig download.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because I can stream the motherfucker.
I'm excited that Xbox is the one to touch on this first and to push it, and I think it probably has something to do with the compatibility thing that they're doing with you buy the game once, you get it for 2 systems in a sense. I think they're kind of like expanding more, and so this is kind of like a good reason for people to look at the Xbox and go, all right, Xbox, I see what you're doing. Cool. Maybe this gets more people to pick up the console, because I think this is something that Sony isn't doing yet, or that I know of. Sony isn't doing yet. So it's a good reason to pick it up.
If it's successful, Sony will do it in a heartbeat.
Oh man, they'll have to,
and they'll probably fuck up along the way trying to do it.
Possible.
I mean, the one thing they do have right now, and they don't have as a subscription fees. They have their entire like backlog. Well, I wouldn't say entire. They have a huge backlog for old PlayStation and Sony games.
Dude, if I can play Spyro, sign me the hell up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I'm not a fan of it is you rent the game as opposed to owning the game. This is Sony's method. Is like, I was looking, I was like, oh man, I could get Killzone 1. And I was like, I can't buy Killzone 1. I can rent it for a certain amount of days.
Bullshit.
No, thank you. I'd rather own the game. Like,
though they do have a pretty good library of games you can download it on.
Right. That's like they're kind of the balance that you get. So like, I like Sony's kind of thing that they have, but I also am not an entire fan of it. I get that they can't have that large backlog, but like, if Microsoft succeeds, Sony will have to reevaluate that entire system, and really, really get their ass in gear. So
they already have their big update tomorrow.
Yep, I'm excited for. I like this is one thing that I do like about these two consoles is that they do. They kind of push each other to further technology in a certain way. I like, even if I don't have one console, I'm excited for what it does. I'm excited for Xbox doing this stream thing, because I think it's great. I think this is kind of the day and age that we've been kind of waiting for, and other companies have tried and not succeeded. So,
I'm kind of wondering what it's going to be like to stream a game while you watch Twitch, which is about streaming.
Man, your internet is going to scream.
Well, no. It's their internet that they're streaming the game on. So it's kind of inceptioning. So I'm watching Dodger, who's streaming a game that she is streaming.
Yes. Huh.
My nose is bleeding. Someone else took over.
Okay, so as I started on before,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yes.
We all talked about it before.
Yes.
And we all had the same opinion, which was meh.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I've actually touched the Switch. I've played it.
Ooh, touched.
I will say this much. I'm actually very impressed by what I'm seeing so far.
Okay.
My coworker brought in his Switch in its portable mode, right? And it was at 3/4 battery life, and I said, hey, how long has this thing been on? And he goes, it's been on since like 8 a.m, and the time I walked into work was like 5.
Not bad.
And I was like, that's a pretty good coasting battery life, right? He goes, do you want to play it? And he had Breath of the Wild on, so I pick it up. I start messing around with it. There's no lag. There's no frame drop, right? It plays basically like a bigger PS Vita.
Sure.
Like in the portable mode. And that felt really good. My boss the other day, he brought in his Switch. And he goes, hey, do you want to play 1-2 Switch?
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, we'll play around, right? Yeah. We were going to play more, but customers kept on walking on.
Right.
But we did the quick draw one, right? And I lost, and we only did one round. But something I thought that was really cool was it's like, the way they get you to like the when they pull the controllers off, it feels good in your hand, either one, left or right, in either hand.
So I've heard mixed things about that, where like one clearly feels more comfortable in the hand than the other, and it's mostly whatever your dominant hand is. Kind of. One's more designed for a lefty hand, one's more designed for a right hand.
Well, yeah, but holding it doesn't feel like awkward. Like it doesn't feel super awkward. I mean, it is noticeable a little bit, right?
Sure.
Like I got the left one, I'm holding it in my right hand. But one thing that was cool was we did the game, I lost, but then it was able to accurately measure the speed at which I lost. Because like the whole quick draw one is you have to hold it facing down, and then you snap your arm up and try to point at the other person, right?
Right.
And I was like, it calculated that I was basically 0.24 seconds slower than my boss. And I was like, that's actually really cool. Like, and like, you have to do some calibrations before every game, right?
Sure.
It reads it really accurately, better than the Wiimote, and it feels less clunky than the Wiimote.
Right. That is definitely one thing I will like is the design on it. Does feel less. It does look more comfortable in the hand. Its size also looks more appropriate for a hand.
Yes,
and it's
looks like an actual controller,
right? And its button placement is very nice. Whereas the Wii, it's a giant brick thingy.
Yes. Well, so the other thing was, customers walked in. They were asking about Switch games, and then my boss goes, "Hey, do you want to play Bomberman?"
Sure.
And so, like, okay, we play Bomberman, right? And so I got to, hold the one controller like it was like an NES controller. Once again, super responsive, feels good to play, simple, right?
Yeah.
And the way I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, the commercial wasn't a lie.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like the commercial how they showed it off, what it could do.
Right.
Right now, granted, yeah, everything's really simple, so it's easy to be like, oh, they didn't fuck it up. But from what I'm seeing so far, there's only been two small issues with the Switch right now, which is one, some of the left Joy-Cons have been acting buggy. And then it's one thing is if you put the main console behind your TV, the Joy-Cons don't receive properly sometimes.
Interesting.
Like they need a clear line of sight to the main console, right?
Right.
However, on the flip side of it, sliding the controllers in and out isn't a problem. Using the thing portably isn't a problem, right? Loading games in and out looks really good, and the cartridge design is like it's basically 3DS but better. And so far, I'm like, okay, this is definitely changing my mind, because the Wii U was super gimmicky.
Yes.
And that gimmick was dumb.
Yeah.
The Switch is also super gimmicky, but so far the gimmick works. Now, granted, I haven't done the 4-player thing, right?
Right.
That's the next step. And obviously, I don't own one, so I'm not around it 24/7. But the responsiveness of being able to, like, the way I've been telling people is like, I think this is actually a handheld that can become a console, not the other way around.
I mean, that's kind of how it was sold and promoted as. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Nintendo King of Handhelds.
Yeah.
So.
And I think if you talk about like that, it's actually kind of impressive. Like if I was to say, oh, it's a console that can become a handheld, that's kind of dumb.
Right.
But the moment I say it the other way around, I'm like, oh, well, it's really cool, because all I see a lot of people right now raving about how you can play it anywhere in your house.
Yeah.
They love that. And the only one other downside is that the memory's in the screen.
Right.
The main portable body. And so people are like, if that breaks, you're fucked because you lose all your memory. But on the flip side, you're kind of dumb if you drop it.
I mean,
well, come on, Shane. How many times have you dropped your phone?
Actually, not a lot.
Well, you're a lucky son of a bitch.
Okay, seriously, a lot of people drop their phone. So, like, I for me, if I were ever to get the Switch, and I'm contemplating about it because Breath of the Wild looks pretty cool, and it beat my first Nintendo product in like 25 years. I mean, I would probably just leave it at home. You know, I don't think I would take it anywhere much. And if I did, I'd probably get like a huge case for it.
Right, like a hard case for it. Yeah, it has like has a thick insert foam.
Yeah. So it's like, that's how I would treat it, because if I'm gonna play a Zelda game like Breath of the Wild, which looks beautiful as fuck, or I'm maybe a Mario game, but I don't know about this one, or Mario Kart or Metroid, who the fuck knows? Like, I want to play that on a decent sized screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll take it over someone's house, and maybe we'll play the party games, but at the same time, like, again, I like single player shit, so
yeah, I
don't think I would ever like not use it as a handheld. But that's me. So,
well, I'm really cautious about the handheld thing for one big reason: theft.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the reports of people saying their Switches get stolen.
Yeah, if you put it down and it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I've like, for instance, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
still looks kick-ass on the portable screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I haven't seen it on TV screen yet, though. I bet it still looks pretty good.
I've heard people feel that the screen resolution can be sometimes better than on a TV.
I think
I get that, because it's a little bit more compressed, and like you can. What's the word I'm looking for? I get what you're saying. It's. I get that with phones sometimes, where like that trailer looks a hell of a lot better on my phone than it does on like a screen. Yeah, and I think it's something to do with the resolution and maybe the size, and you're not seeing little imperfections or whatever the fuck it may be. Yeah, I've seen things like that. The Switch might have the same deal.
Yeah.
I mean, my final verdict on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not super impressed, but I will say hats off to Nintendo. This isn't a flop. This is definitely not a flop. You guys hit your mark this time.
I'm glad it's not a flop. My one complaint on it right now is it's not a justifiable purchase. I cannot justify spending, $300 plus a $60 game, plus like another set of controllers. For what they're asking. That's just not worth it to me.
I mean, especially only one title.
Right, like a game, that's just not worth my time right now.
The games have to be there.
Right. And so, in maybe a year from now, or less, depending on, what their churn out is. If, the library's bigger and it's more appealing, sure, I'll look at it. But, I'm not gonna like hold my breath on it. I have a PS4 right now. I have my PC. It has the majority of the games that I'm interested in looking at. For these being able to play the most recent Mario Kart, that one would look really great. That'd be sweet. Playing Breath of the Wild, sure, that looks dope. But I'm not gonna fret over it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want one just yet.
Yeah.
Because I also want to see not just a bigger game library, but I want to see game libraries that actually make the features good.
Sure. Make
good use of it. Yeah. Versus the Wii U had the fucking Wii U pad.
I mean, I'm waiting for, I'm with you on there, Shane. Like, right now, the controllers, I like they're more motion sensitive, and like that they do have a good rumble feature to them. They have that HD rumble in them. But right now, they're just a gimmick. And Nintendo's the king of gimmicks and king of worthless gimmicks. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah. I ain't looking to buy one yet.
Same.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you didn't get a Switch, but you got a fucking collector's edition of Horizon.
Oh my god, I got the collector's edition of Horizon. Oh god.
Have you beaten it?
I've not beaten the game yet.
Okay.
I actually am not sure how far I'm into the game as well. I've looked up no walkthroughs, no reviews, or no in-depth reviews. How about that one? No kind of timeline markers for the game. I feel I'm still in the early portion of the game, and I don't care because I love every aspect of it.
How many hours have you sunk in so far?
I don't even know. Probably easily over 20 hours.
Okay.
And I'd say
20 hours?
Probably about 20 hours, maybe more. I'm actually not sure.
I figured it'd be more than 20 hours.
I'm probably sure it's more than 20 hours, considering how much time I decided to spend in the very first area, and how much I finally have progressed into the second zone of the game. Like, finally got past the day tower area, past that outpost into the kind of desert area and the Karja controlled area. And man, what a difference that area is from like being in this lush green foresty area with snowy mountains to like walking into like going from like greenish snow area to desert, and like how sparse the environment is and how little cover there is. Like I love just the difference in areas that you're in. Yeah, the game is a lot of fun. Aloy is such a great character. They did a really good job with her. They killed off a character. It was really sad to see killed off early on. I totally get it story-wise why they needed to. Yeah, I like her progression as a character. I love the combat. Combat for the game is beautiful.
I heard that they saved a lot of time with dialogue because apparently she's an outcast, right?
Yeah. She's
and
an
people
outcast.
Avoid her.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the game, people avoid her. She's treated. They actually don't talk with her intentionally because that's the kind of Nora policy is you don't talk to outcasts.
And that's great though because you don't get told the story. You have to experience it.
Mm-hmm. That's
smart.
Yeah, it's very well designed. The story so far is very cool. And like in this game, which I haven't done in like a while, I've done in many games recently, like every scrap of information, every data slate that I download, every fucking metal flower I pick up, every little thing I'm fucking reading because I wanna know what happened to this world and like what happened to you know the past, you know, what caused a lot of this. It's great. Do you so query for both you guys? I don't know how much you've kind of looked into the game. Do you know where the game takes place?
No, I'm thinking Earth or something like that. But...
It is Earth. It is Earth, and it's Earth in the future a fair amount.
Right.
What is it? The year 3000?
I know it's not. I don't think it's even. It hasn't even reached 2500 in that time.
Holy shit!
I think. Yeah, it's like. I want to say it's probably just shy of that or so. I will say this: it's in the U.S. Where the game takes place. Yeah, I don't know if you want me to spoil it or anything.
I would prefer if you did it because I actually might pick up this game.
Okay, you get a real fucking clear cut where the hell this game takes place very fast. Like it's not hidden from
Planet of the Apes Sea, is it?
No. Well, it's Planet of the Machines, sir.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You ruined it. You blew it all up.
I mean, we done fucked ourselves to give you that much. we are not smart people, and the kind of generation that you're looking at now, you know, the fact that I love the game because they do a good job of creating this atmosphere of you're in a tribal setting, you know, but there's an abundance of technology around you, and like 90% of it's shunned. Like, you don't go into the ruins of the old world. You don't touch that shit. You're not supposed to. Like, it has, like, if you do this shit, you will be outcast from the Nora tribe. You know, you fiddle with any of this shit, it's a taboo.
I really like that concept.
Yeah.
Because that's actually funny. We talked about Samurai Jack last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably one of the best parts about the Samurai Jack world.
Yeah.
Is that everyone has to live old with this technology.
Yeah. I just realized that's this Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday. Oh shit, it is.
I'm super excited about it.
Yeah. Fucking A.
I love that, much like with what's its face with Mad Max, things that once had a name no longer really have a name relevant to the people, and like the technology that they find and reuse, like some of going into the ruins of the old world, the metal world. And like looking at some of the technology, for us, it's like, oh yeah, we kind of have an idea of what that is or what that was. And for them, it's just, doesn't make any sense. And I think that's really cool. And like the fact that some people are digging up old world tech and bringing it back to life, I think that's sweet and scary all in it's all like own right. And then the monsters are definitely the most entertaining and scary things about this game. Like, everything about them, from like just the basic little critters, the Watchers, to like, I finally found like two of the biggest creatures in the game so far. The Thunderjaws and Stormbirds. Those things are horrifying, they're assholes, and I love fighting them because they are scary. They are terrifying monsters to just kind of like roam around and go, oops, it saw me. Oh shit, it's charging me. Oh fuck, there's half my health. Oh god, why?
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Stormbirds, think of it an eagle, but make it 3 times as large. Has the Iron Man chest cannon. But instead of it being a beam, it fires a lightning ball that creates an AoE effect. Its roar and its wings create a sonic boom that push you back and damage you. And to cool everything, to power everything, it has 4 tanks on its body. 2 of which are cryo tanks that cool the internals, and 2 of them are blaze tanks that are on its hind end near its tail that power the propulsion. If you hit either of those with their kind of respective types, so for the cryos, if you overload them with a freeze freeze arrow, it'll cause it to rupture and it'll drop the bird. Or if you use a fire arrow and hit the blaze tanks, it'll cause them to explode and knock the bird down and burn them. But they fly, and it flies, and it's a bastard because it flies. And it will jump up in the air and slam down into Earth with an electrical shield. And it'll walk at you with an electrical shield if you don't destroy the chest cannon. And it's a bastard. And the Thunderjaw is just a walking tank.
Is that the T-Rex one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It has on it back-mounted disc. It's called disc launchers. And it fires like a UAV that rains down missiles. It has head-mounted twin rail or like Gatling guns, and it has a mouth cannon. Not to mention its tail, and it's super mobile and it stomps you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I finally fought one of those today. I was like, my god, this thing's a monster.
I think they fought one of those in the fucking EA trailer. I mean, the E3 trailer.
Yeah, and they did not divulge everything that thing could do.
Okay.
Which I was really happy about. I was like, oh shit, I get to fight one of these. Oh god, why? Why did I do this? What happened?
What did I do in the past life?
And like, I just walked and like, it was swarmed by a bunch of other like machines, and some dude was attacking it. So I was like, great, it'll draw off threat from me. Oh, thank Christ.
I saw someone it captured video of it and made it a GIF, and the title was "So Long, Aloy," and one of those things did like a tail whip or something.
Yeah,
and I think the game glitched, but it sent the character flying, like into the sun. It was like it was a holy hell of a moment.
Ah, dude.
So
yeah, the machines that look very akin to their animal counterparts, do a damn good job of moving like them.
That's cool.
Like the alligator looking things called snap jaws. Those things are terrifying. Like they are like 2 to 3 times the size of a normal crocodile. Think the crocodile from Lake Placid, that size.
Oh, okay, shitty movie, but yeah,
and has like underneath its jaw, it has a cryo sac. So even if you're far away, it'll rain frost on you, and if you're up close, it'll try and eat you. It'll whip around, it'll jump on you, it'll lunge at you, it'll snap its jaws at you until you become paste. It's a bastard. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would get a PS4 over a Switch at the moment, but yeah. Just for this game.
Yeah, this game is beautiful and awesome. I for me, I'm giving the game like a 9 out of 10. There's some like nitpicky things that I found.
Right.
Like I actually glitched into a wall at one point and couldn't escape just by swimming, and I was like, well, that's weird. And the climbing mechanic is kind of shitty. Like sometimes it's not really telegraphed where, like, what you can climb on or where you can climb, and sometimes if you jump at it, you don't necessarily attach onto it, and so you fall to your death. And after 3 times restarting, falling to your death, you kind of are mad. And maybe I'm just a shitty game player, and I accept that. But, but feel like they could have made the hit detection with grabbing onto things a little bit better. That said, the game is great. I love it. I love every aspect of it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Worth every penny I've put into it.
Nice.
And I could see them doing DLC and extending off of the map that they have, because the map is huge. I've probably covered half the map at this point in the game. And there are a bunch of like roads that they don't go anywhere. They just kind of end, and you can make those transition points to new maps. So like they could build off of this world a lot, and that excites me. Or those are actually further points, and I haven't gotten very far in the game. So God only knows, right?
Well, I mean, once you beat the game, you'll figure that out. And at the same time, they're probably saving a lot of that for a sequel.
I mean,
for sure,
I could see them doing a good sequel, just even at this point, and I'd be excited for it. Guerrilla knocked it out of the park. I'm glad they switched kind of designs, and really looked at making a new IP. I really think they did a great job.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's my my 25 cents on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice.
I mean, I really want to play it now.
I holistically, Shane, you have a PS4, buy it. Just do yourself a good one. Pick that game up.
It's on my list of games. It might be one of those things that I either treat myself or ask someone else for my birthday.
Sure.
It's coming up.
It's a nice time sink. It's a good investment, and you really like all the characters, and you really love the world that you're in. So it's definitely a good.
Yeah. We should probably be wrapping up soon, but I want to talk about. We didn't talk about any of the movie trailers that dropped, but maybe another time. Yeah. Deadpool trailer was great. I mean, it was funny.
What did he say? Zip it, Stanley.
Yeah,
he's Zip it, Stanley, and Logan was on the kiosk for the theater.
There was also
in the
a poster in the alley.
Yep.
Yeah. There was a ton of shit. It was a great teaser. So definitely. We'll probably see one in like 6 more months.
Right.
Which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, we'll know who's playing Cable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for that news.
Yeah, but the thing that I want to talk a little bit about is Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because holy shit, like I haven't beaten Shadow of Mordor yet.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadow of War looks fucking awesome.
It looks phenomenal.
It looks great, but the fact that what they basically did is, let's say I'm holding all 3 Lord of the Rings books and The Hobbit, and I said, you really like the Shadow of the Mordor stuff because it's based off Lord of the Rings? You really, really liked it? Yeah. What books?
Yeah.
Because it really doesn't make any sense, but fuck it, we're going to make this game. And, you know, Sauron's back. There's a second ring of power. You know, to hell with the books.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. And I think what's really awesome is they're doing things that I like. They're doing something I wish Grand Theft Auto San Andreas did with when you went back to Los Santos and you did the gang fights and you were trying to grab territory.
Yeah.
I wish that was the most of the game.
Right.
That's what I think this will be, is you're just grabbing territory. You have troops to maybe command. I don't know if you have full control over them. But, like, it looks awesome. And, oh my god, is it brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit.
That troll came in and literally just ripped that orc's head off. It's like, holy shit. So, there's a lot of cool powers. And there's a lot of cool moment. You know, the Nemesis system is awesome in the game itself, but now I think they're upping it for sure.
Oh, easily.
Because like orcs each other, like every orc now has like beefs with each other or loyalties to each other, which I think is really cool. Along with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, all they did was they just expanded it where it's like anyone who gets a kill on you now, has the potential to evolve. Versus, it's just the Urukai.
Uh-huh.
Now it's like that goblin who just last hit you. Oh, yeah. Well, he's a lieutenant. Oh, what? He's a captain? Oh, God, he's a general?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a fucking goblin. It's like, yeah, he killed you like 3 times, man. And I mean, like, I loved Shadow of Mordor. Such a good game.
Yeah. The thing I like with Shadow of War is, like, they basically said, we're making this so no 2 players will have the same experience at certain fortresses and strongholds.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know, so like the one that they showed in this trailer where you're fighting the Dragon Lord or whatever his name was, because I can't pronounce the name because they're pretty outlandish. But he's the Dragon Lord, and he won't be there like when I play it. You know, it'll be someone totally different, and he'll customize his throne room for something entirely different.
Right.
So you know, and I'll have different troops and different characters to deal with. So. It's interesting the fact that, like, I'm going to have an army of Urukai. I kind of do in Shadow of Mordor.
Right. Because
I can brand so many of them. But now I can brand a war chief or whomever, and all of a sudden, like he branded the fire starter or the fire dancer, whatever his name is, towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, he had, like, another 200 troops.
Honestly, Nick, I want to talk more about that, but you need to beat the game first.
Yeah, I will. Because... I mean, it was kind of spoiled for me, but like, I'm definitely gonna, after I finish Gears of War, I'm definitely firing that up again.
I'll say this much: the way I tell people about Shadow of Mordor, I'm like, it's an untold story in the Lord of the Rings world.
Right.
It's not a story you've ever heard. It's got characters that do and don't matter to the main plot, but ultimately you need to treat it like it's its own thing. And I'm happy that story got a continuation, right?
Yeah,
right. And it got a continuation because I think this is like after Return of the King now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this much: like the one cool thing that I got from Shadow of War. Is that they definitely were like, well, you really seem to like your open world in this, and you guys really did seem to like the control aspect of the game, right? Being able to play things out methodically.
Yeah.
And they did it, but the best part is they gave us more of that without chopping any of the other bits.
Right.
Yeah. From what it looks like, yeah.
Like, you still have to be skillful, you still have to be stealthy at times, you still have to, like, you know, like, you can't just go into it and be like, oh, I'm a badass. Like, you have to work your way through it, and I love that it still has that feel.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely like, here's the cool stuff, but you have to earn the cool stuff.
Right. And as I said before, I think, because, like, I'm storming fortresses and I'm fighting, and it's really cool, and I know I'm a super powerful dude, but I think it's really cool to storm fortresses. Like, that's something I've been wanting. I want, like, this big battle to storm, like, a castle and everything. and I haven't run into a game that can do that. This game, I feel, will grant me my wish.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the For Honor single-player campaign should have been.
Same.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be what it is, which to me, I mean, like, you know, keep the mechanics, but again, break them because it's single-player. You can do that. And, you know, have these big epic battles where I'm a Viking storming, you know, a huge fortress. Because when the Vikings are storming the samurai fortress, it doesn't feel like that. You know, it feels like a low-rent D-Day, and there's no dire moment. So, this felt like a dire moment, but again, holy shit, was this violent.
Yeah.
Like a
totally.
good kind of violent. Like, you know, decapitate. Like, you know, how he defeated the boss was just insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to August.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, I can't believe
really
it's going to be in August. Like, this was just announced.
I know. Clearly, they had been working on it for a while. Like, that's what it tells me. And that finally, they got the green light for it. To make announcements for it. You know, they got to a point that satisfied the needs for the company. It was like, yep, go ahead, talk about it now. And that's great.
I'm thrilled. But the funny thing is, like, the Mithril edition,
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
it's $300. Comes with this huge-ass statue of a drake and a Balrog fighting.
Yeah.
A bunch of art assets and all this other crap. I saw, when I typed in Mithril edition in Google, off in the little side, you know how there's sometimes, like, there's a little side window you can see, you know, random shit, like, you know, hyperlinks?
Right.
I saw one that linked to eBay, $600 for the Mithril edition.
Fuck that noise.
Fuck that noise and fuck that person.
Yeah, man. Screw that.
I will say this is definitely a game worth pre-ordering.
Yeah, I'm hemming and hawing about that, but yeah, it could definitely be.
I don't think pre-order the Mithril editions, like, unless you're really into Lord of the Rings,
right,
or just really want that one statue.
I want that statue, but at the same time, probably not. I think for me, I'm going to save my pre-orders for awesome statues for Gears of War. Yeah. Unless I get a PS4 between now and then, and God of War comes out with something really awesome. Who knows?
Right.
But I mean, if I get some spare change, I definitely might be like, here's $10, and I'll come back in August.
Yeah, for sure. So, I'm excited. Like, you know, here's a game I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm trying to find other games that's coming. I mean, there's a ton coming out this year between now and fucking Infinite, but
oh my god, yeah, like. One of the ones we didn't talk about that's coming out this month is, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked for that one. It's one I'm just like, all right, that's on the horizon. Praise coming out soon as well?
May 5th.
All right, yeah. 2 months.
Same day as Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a trailer we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Trailer was fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It looks good. Looks real good.
Looks really good. There's a lot of shit coming out.
Yeah.
It makes planning for May really nice.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, because for you, your birthday. But yeah, so looking forward to Shadow War for sure.
Oh man, I'm with you.
Oh yeah.
Like
looking forward to everything.
There's some fatty stuff that's coming out that I'm super stoked for. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great, and also almost like all right. We have a backlog that we need to get through before we can touch half of this. All right.
Oh my god, my backlog. Oh my god. It hurts.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good stopping point, though.
I think so,
too. Yeah, it's a good stopping point for the 50th episode, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And because it's the 50th episode, very special thank you for anyone who's been listening for a long time now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for the comments. I went to the blog and saw comments. It's like, holy shit. Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
It's appreciated. And you know what? We're really close to hitting 100 on Facebook. Just 5 more people.
Yes, please.
And just share a few times. But thank you for listening. Like us on Facebook. Follow on Twitter. Subscribe on iTunes. And, definitely check back within a week. We might have something big in store for you guys.
Mayhaps.
Yeah. Mayhaps. All right. We're out.
Yep.
Peace.
Later.
Later days.